Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Both of you. And so we have Holy Shit is here. Says, I'm Iran, male 30, Germany. Ah, wie geht's heute? Weihnachten, yeah? What is it? What is it? I forgot my German a little bit. So since my girlfriend, he says, broke off with me 1 year ago. Wow, 1 year ago, man. I have a constant feeling of goosebumps on my whole body, and it manifests in the thought that it's always when she's intimate with you. I doubt there is some energetic wire throughout the country which connects me to her, and every time she's intimate with him, I can feel it. This would be crazy, but damn, It's haunting me since 1 year. You know, it's crazy, right? You know, it's the fact that we don't have any check or balances against the suggestion of the brain. And what the brain suggests to us is the truth because it's sourced from within our being, in our head. And since we value ourselves and we don't believe that we will lie to ourselves, so we consider ourselves a credible, truthful person, when a brain is malfunctioning and puts out a suggestion, we believe it comes from us. And since we are trustable and not dishonest, not a liar, so what the brain is suggesting or putting on the screen of our head must be fact, truth, and believable. So we believe it as if it's the only possible way something could be. But when you realize that the brain is an organ and it malfunctions and is full of shit, different kind of shit, then you will begin to understand why you should not believe your brain. So the whole idea of what you're feeling is not that there's anything truth to it, is because it's pure bullshit what you just said here. And you know it is. But because it comes from your brain and you believe the brain, so it's all in the belief, believing. Like you believe in a religion without asking for any evidence. There is a gene called VMAT2, VMAT2, plus the neurotransmitters and the real estate in the neurons in the brain, which has a direct influence in believability, in our belief system. So I don't know what it has to do, if it's malfunctioning or not malfunctioning, that gene is turned on or not, or is it overactive or not. I don't know how it works, but I know that the belief has a certain criteria to be met in order to be born. Just like people believe in certain things wholeheartedly and they'll die for it. And even though there could be no real evidence for it to be true, but because they have believed it, there is no other way to think but that thing is true. What they think is fact, and they give their lives for. And so you now have a certain challenge with the fact that you believe something that you have no goddamn evidence for it at all whatsoever, and it's not even logical to think that way. It's just borderline crazy. But because of this concept of believing in something makes things true for the one who believes in it without any other evidence necessary, that's where you are. So you got to work on the fact that I don't have to believe this shit. Just because it shows up in the screen of my head and it's produced by my brain, that doesn't mean it's got credibility, that I should believe it. Brain has no credibility. Brain is stupid. It only has a hold on our body and our logic system in a way that if we are not careful, we could believe every garbage that it comes from it. That's why many people go crazy and do heinous acts, because they believe that that act or that what they're about to do has a logical reason and is necessary to do. They believe, not that there is a necessity to it, not that it is a good act, not that it is not a heinous act. They believe it is not, so that makes it okay for them. But the fact is different than what they believe. So you got to stop believing your brain and all these goosebumps and all that, because the brain, once you believe it through a thought or suggestion, has access and ability to make the body to react physically. And when that physical reaction takes place, you say, since I can physically see the reaction, my body has reacted to it, so this is an evidence that the thought is correct. No, it just means brain has the power to make body react no matter what the bullshit it comes to it. It has the power to make body react. If you think I have to shit, well, it can actually make you go to the bathroom, within reasons. like you've had enough things to eat, but it's not time to go to poo. But it makes you feel you can uh, instill going to the bathroom by thinking, or peeing, or thinking that you're hungry. These are all possibilities and within the powers of the brain, let alone the anxiety, the goosebumps, and everything else. Because once you believe, then the body reacts in the context of that particular suggestion of the brain, which has turned into belief. Then you're fucked, because you see the evidence of the body having reacted. You see that as an evidence that the thought must have been fact, because otherwise my body wouldn't have reacted to it. No, the brain has the power to make your body react, even though nothing there. Just imagine right now, close your eyes, imagine you're in Paris in a tour, and the tour guide has taken you guys to a vineyard. It's out of season, the vineyard is green, and all the grapes are green, sour like hell. He picks up a cluster of grapes, sour grapes, give it to everyone, and you put one or couple in your mouth, you crunch on it. Oh, it's sour like hell. And you start salivating. And then on top of it, it gives you a lime, cut of half a lime, and squeeze it. You squeeze it in your mouth. And gee, it's just salivating like crazy. If you notice and fully into what I just said, you will be finding your mouth is salivating, even though there is no sour grape and there is no lime. So how is that possible? Power of brain imagination. It can make your body react, but there is no actuality to this sour grape or the lime. But you have salivated. How? Thought, power of brain. Same thing happens with the other things. If you believe your brain, body reacts, and once you reacts, you take that reaction as a evidence that what brain suggested is fact. Then you're fucked. So it's a vicious cycle. Don't get into that. Move on with your life. A year, what the fuck are you doing in a year thinking about her? Jesus. All right. Orlando Osuna says, Happy New Year, Mary. Happy New Year to you too as well. Thank you very much, Orlando. Orlando says, Orlando Osuna, 45, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thanks for the ebooks. Very kind of you. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. And Holy Shed says, she treated me horrible in the end, but I still love her. No, you don't. You just want to fuck her. That's what it is. Otherwise, there is no love. Why would you love someone who has treated you like that? Well, it's a desire to prove to her that I'm the best. It's our way of competition and competitiveness, that we are the top dog, better than any other. And when a woman rejects or somehow breaks up with you, you feel that woman is the highest echelon of measuring and measuring quality and voting for who is the best. And when you have made her to be the highest echelon because your desire makes her so desirable, therefore you think she has the ability to be the ultimate decision maker about who's the top dog. And now you want to turn her views back to you that you're the top dog in order to be the top dog. But you're a top dog. She's just another human being, and her views and her shortcomings. She's not the ultimate judge of being able to tell which man is the real best man in the world. She just happens to have whatever she needs. She has compromised, or she has come to some kind of a decision to, for whatever reason, go to somebody else. But you thinking that she's the ultimate power decision making of who's the best man. Now you're trying to change her mind by getting back together and proving to her, if she accepts me, then that means I am the best one. That's your measuring stick of how to be a man? Her choices? Jesus. If that was the case, then everybody would line up to be a man by just being with her and be chosen by her. It's only you. Why? Because you lust for her. You desire her. That's all. Otherwise, there is nothing special about her or her choices. It's got nothing to do with your manhood, your capabilities, and being a top dog or not. It's just that you just want to get into her pants, and you have that huts for her. So you got to understand that there's so many other wonderful, amazing girls out there that you don't need to be just hung up on her. And stop believing your brain. Yeah, you say, but sir, I don't want to be disrespectful. I know for a fact that in times she had sex with, I had this feelings. Yeah, well, whatever. Who cares? I don't want this connection because it's hurting. Well, it's not a connection. It's your imagination because it's something that you don't like and you don't like to see in her because you still have feelings for her, whatever it is. But who says that when you think she's being fucked, she's actually being fucked? But you just are so afraid of this that you're constantly thinking, oh, I had a feeling, oh, she must be fucking. I mean, this is so ridiculous thinking that way. There's no way on earth anybody knows who's fucking, who's not fucking. Think about it. It's your anxiety about the concept that at any time that you're not in a good mood, you may feel that she's fucking someone. So crazy. So, I mean, what do you have? A fuckometer? That you can tell, so and so is now fucking in China. Now I can see. So you can make good money from it, advertise for it, and say, I can tell when your girlfriend is being unfaithful to you. Give me some money, I tell you. I mean, you need to be a little bit reasonable. You're just bothering yourself. And he says, 10 years she was my girlfriend. Okay, if a girlfriend has been your girlfriend for 10 years and still goes and does this thing, well, good riddance. You don't want that woman in your life because after 10 years, if she's still not loyal and promiscuous, fuck it. Let her go. You got to come to senses to understand that this is not a good vehicle to share a ride with. What makes you understand that this vehicle is broken? Everybody tells you before you take off on a journey, it says this vehicle doesn't have a good brake, the engine stalls, and the tires are worn. We say, no, it's been good for 10 years, so I'm confident. So, but yeah, 10 years maybe, but not now. No, I can't say it's been good for 10 years, it's probably good now. Then you drive it, and about 20 kilometers down the road, you say, oh, there's something wrong with it. I say, no, it's been good for 10 years, it'll be okay. So you keep going. And then finally the tires start wobbling. They say, no, it's been good for 10 years. You keep going until the engine stalls and breaks down and you're stranded in the middle of the desert. Now what the fuck you going to do? But it was good for 10 years. Yeah, but things change. And you got to now look at it as it is now in the actuality, not in the past 10 years. Now. You got to judge it now as it is, not based on what it was in past 10 years. Then you're getting somewhere, you make directions, changes, and you change the car. If it's not fixable, you change a car. But you're not doing that. You're constantly relying on, well, how it was 10 years ago. So that's what you're going to get, and you're going to go like this. Mm-hmm. So, Orlando Suna says, hope you're well. Been following your advice in your video, which I have watched a lot, not only recently, but during another breakup 5 years ago. This time around, this breakup has affected me deeply, and I think it is because of the traumatic type of relationship I had with my ex. Also, I was very much attached to her sexually, since I am in my opinion, she is one of the better sexual partners I've had. Yeah, okay. But that doesn't mean anything. You're not having a relationship with the sex of the partner. Your relationship is with the consciousness of her and how you guys are compatible on consciousness level. And if that compatibility is not there, I don't care if she's Cheryl Stone or Raquel Welch. That's my time of girls. And still not going to work because the beauty, the physical beauty is not going to be holding a relationship because what's conducting you is the content of your consciousness. What's conducting her is the content of the consciousness. And what has a relationship with is the content of these two consciousnesses, regardless of how you look and how she looks. It's not the looks that controlling your conducts or leading or directing your conducts. It's your consciousness. And if the two consciousnesses are not compatible, at least to a reasonable level, it doesn't matter how good looking you guys are. If that was the case, but Hollywood actors and actresses, they're all good looking and beautiful. Well, why is it that they get divorced? Because they're not compatible on the conscious level. So the same thing is happening here. Regardless of how great a sexual partner she was to you, you guys are way different here. And that doesn't mean she's good or she's bad. It just means it's not compatible to you. And so that's why it didn't work. So you got to understand and let it go. Says the fact that I caught her chatting with a close friend of mine in the initial places phase, in the initial phase of our relationship, made me very upset and created trauma in me because after I broke up with her, she ended up with that guy. 3 years later, we started dating again, me not knowing that she has slept with him. Eventually, she confessed what happened, but I stayed with her because sex was great. That was a big mistake. Well, enjoy it and consider it. Well, I stayed with her because sex was great, and now I can't stand her anymore, regardless of how sex is great. So let it go, because you cannot have a relationship based on sex, and eventually it's going to break up anyhow. So go and find somebody that is compatible on the conscious level with you, and then build a relationship that way. Okay, if Orlando, you want to talk about it any further, you can go and make an appointment on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Otherwise, it will be a consultation on just your case, and I won't be able to answer anybody else. So we'll move on. Holy shit says, I don't want to misunderstand you, Mehran. It's not that it's over since 1 year. Last year, from August till November, she come back. August to November. From August to November, she came back, and I trusted her again, but she threw me away again. The fact that you use this sentence about yourself, that she threw me away. When you talk to yourself like that, that means you already put her on a pedestal, that she's higher than you. What do you mean she threw me away? Who the fuck is she to throw you away? Where's your respect for yourself? Huh? Just because she has a pussy, that makes her better than you? Into the way that in higher class and wisdom and echelon, that you actually allow yourself to use the sentence of she threw me away, as if she is the master, you're the garbage. No, it's because your lust for her doesn't allow you to see where your role is. And that is probably exactly why she felt that way, that she can actually break up with you, because you are being submissive. You're a man. You're going to have the role of a man, a protector, a provider, a counselor, and helper, but strong oak tree, and not being able to, to be moved by simple manipulation, sexual manipulation, or any other manipulation. And to the point that you'd be a constructive force and energy in the relationship, rather than a gopher to do things for her just to get the pussy. So you will have the role of a man, and she would see that she can rely on you not to push you away, just because she knows what she got between her legs is what you're really looking for. And you're the slave to that. Even if you like her so much, you're not supposed to be a pussy. You're supposed to show that she can rely on you, but you have your standards. And if she doesn't want to comply to those standards, well, you just decide to go separate ways. You don't want to be chauvinistic. You don't want to be abusive. You don't want to be a bully, but you want to stand your ground as there are certain expectations that a man has from his girlfriend. And if she's not up to it, then she can go on her merry way. But if you're so beaten down, pussy whipped, that for the enjoyment of and pleasure of sex, you're willing to do anything, well, that's why she's going to shit on your head and let you go. And then you're going to end up actually believing that you can use the phrases like, she threw me away. Because that's what you think of yourself, a throwaway thing by her. Because she's here, you're here. That's what you created. And that's one reason that probably she dared to actually think you're not good enough for her. Not because you're not, because you think you're not. Because you are depending on the handout, or in this case, between the legs out. So if you can fix these things, the next girlfriend will be a decent girlfriend. And if she's not, you guys are not compatible in your values and what you expect from each other, you will decide before she does that this is not a good relationship for me. And you move on and you let her go. Rather than waiting around just because of the fringe benefits until she decides that she doesn't want you because it's not compatible anyhow. You should see that yourself and move away. Once a woman asks you or tells you they want to break up, if you go after her, that's how it's going to be. She's going to break up many times, every time things are not to her palate, suitable to her palate. It's not palatable for her. She every time throws that and pulls that trick, breaks up with you until you go start groveling again. She trains you to become from lion to a pussycat. And once you're a pussycat, that's what the women don't want because they want to lie. Once they turn you into pussycat, they say, that's not what I want. But he did what you wanted. Otherwise, you were bitching and complaining. So he complied. But the girl says, because he complied, he's a pussy, and I don't want a pussy. So you stand your ground within reason, be a gentleman, be a decent man, a good man, but don't give up your values, not by being harsh, by being logical and realistic and wise in discussion about it and bringing it up to the point. If she understands, great. If she doesn't modify that behavior that is negative, and if you think your behavior is not proper, and if you don't modify it and fix it, well, both of you have reasons to break up the relationship. But we're talking about you, aren't we? All right, let's go on to Tambi is here. Say, hello, Uncle. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Tambi, dear. Hope everything is going well with you. So what's going on? Are you married now? Did you find the right girl yet? Steven says, hi, Mehran. Hello, Steven. Male 42, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. Steven says, I feel stupid right now. Well, by now you should have gotten used to it because that's how you feel these days every day. Nothing new. By the way that you think and the way you treat yourself and the logic you use, which is none in your situation, then probably that is the way you should feel. So you're not out of line. I don't know what the hell you've done today, but anyhow, I can guess. Steven says, my ex kept calling me and asked if I could watch her dogs while she works tonight. I kept telling myself I won't, but I did. Well, you're a dickhead and you're stupid. That's what she's texting you, one of the reasons. She's going to use you as a babysitter. How do you know she's not fucking around with that guy and having the dogs you take care so she can go out? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But what I'm saying is, you're not supposed to be taking care of her life or her shit when she's already left you for some fucking guy that you already know who that was, that you just discussed it with me. So you should feel stupid because you're still pussy whipped. If you don't have a backbone, She will never, first of all, you should never want her to come back with you. And if she does, you should just reject her. But if this was a decent girl that was a misunderstanding of somehow, by you being a pussy, she'll never come back with you because she sees you've got no backbone. You're supposed to say, no, I'm sorry. We don't have that relationship anymore. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not part of your life. And I don't want to be part of your dog's life. And I don't even want to be with you anymore because obviously things didn't work out. We tried. So you take care of your own dog and have your boyfriend take care of him or whatever it is that you do. But don't you come and ask me these things because I've never asked you to take care of my dog. So have a nice day. That shows you have a dick. Otherwise, it shows her you have a pussy and she's not a lesbian, so she doesn't want it. She doesn't like it. It's not going to work. So figure it out, God damn it. Before I get the ugly stick out. Jesus, where is it? It's over there. Yeah, wow. Orlando says, hope you like the novel. I'm not reading it anymore, Orlando. enough of that today. You see, I'm like a drug dealer. I give you a little bit, not a little bit. I'm not like other channel. I give you a whole lot. But if you still want more, you got to go make an appointment, pay for it. But I think I offer enough value, but I don't want to turn it into a private session. That's why I can only go so deep. If it's more than a few minutes, then I got to, we can discuss it on a one-on-one Skype chat. Aisha is here. Says, how often do you go live? I don't know. These days is holiday, so I just thought, before it's time to go to the gym, I just have another, session to help people around the world, especially this time of year. There are people who are alone, lonely, they have questions, they're pissed off, they're sad, they're depressed, and I want to be part of the solution to offer something, whatever I can. So that's why. Aisha says, how, okay, I did Aisha. Aisha, let me know your age and where you're tuning in from, please. And this must be, if you're in India, Aisha, that must be like, Jesus, 6:30 in the morning. You're up early, aren't you? And don't you guys forget to like the live stream. At least I should have 6 likes by now. Tammy says, I'm doing great, Uncle. Still single, and I'm loving it. Good for you. All right. Don't stay single too long. Like, after 50, you should be at least with some girl or married, because then it would become a little bit challenging to find a kind of a quality woman that you're looking for, especially if you have kept well and you're fit and you have a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. Then most women around your age, at that age, higher age that you would reach someday, they wouldn't be in good shape. Mostly they're not. They're older, they look older, they're not as fit because they didn't take care of themselves. Some women are, but mostly are not. Like some men are, but mostly are not. So if you keep good, keep taking good care of yourself, and you're in good shape because of good lifestyle and nutrition value and exercise and all that, in your own age, you will have a hard time to find. And the younger ones, you may actually be very charming and pleasant to them. But the fact that you have a big number beside your your name, they may like you, but they may not like the idea that you're that old. So that may not work. So the best thing for you is that, by age 55, to have made some kind of a decent arrangement as far as girlfriend or wife or something. Although there's no guarantee, they can always change your mind or divorce for one reason or another. Who knows? As I mentioned once, there was a movie that Tim Allen traveled to somewhere in South America to find his ex-wife, separated wife, because he wanted to marry with a hot chick, and he needed to divorce the ex-wife. And the ex-wife was a doctor and was working in South America. So he landed the plane, and he was expecting the wife to show up so he can have the document signed so he can be divorced and go back to New York and marry the hot chick. And the wife didn't show up. The lawyer, chubby lawyer, funny character of the local uh, population, showed up. And Tim Allen says, "Where is she? She was supposed to be here to, she promised me she will be here to sign the document so I can go back." And the chubby lawyer says, "Well, he who knows what the woman wants knows everything, but even God doesn't know that." So you can't really know what the reason they may have to even divorce at that age, but that can happen too. But you don't want to at least wait for that. You want to set yourself up. So you're still very young, but it would be good to somehow have look out for some good, decent girl from a good family, good upbringing, so you can have a decent chance to make something happen. All right. So where are we now? Hang on, guys. I'll just warm up my tea. I'll give you a little bit of a break here to enjoy. I'll be right back. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. Well, we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll wait for your questions. Let's see. So where are we? No more question. So is it time to say good night? We have no more question. I'll have some tea until you guys figure it out. Yummy. This roasted dandelion root is pretty good stuff. I mean, I don't get tired of it. Maybe I can try put some almond milk in it and maybe some cocoa and see how that tastes, and maybe a bit of a honey. That could be all right. Tabby says, I've been focusing on myself for the past 3 years, working out and eating healthy. This has built up my confidence and I became more appealing to women. Excellent. Good idea. Because although women don't pick us like the way we pick them in a way, at least at the outset, initially, but it is always good to be in good shape and to be able to fulfill their physical expectations because after all it is important for everybody to have a partner that takes care of him or herself, and so good for you, you're doing good. Well, I did something that I hadn't done for a while. I did clean up my place because I'm lazy in doing that. I'm always doing something, and when it gets to vacuuming and all that, so, oh shit, I don't feel like doing that. But today being New Year and all, I did that. I still have to do the kitchen floor. So don't neglect your duties at home. Cleaning up stuff. The first thing you got to do is make your bed. The first thing you do, open your eyes, and you want to get out of the bed. Once you got out of bed, make your bed. Before you get out of your bedroom, make your bed. It has such a tremendous effect. It starts your day with the fact that I can accomplish something. I can do, looks good. I already made a change, positive change. Then you go out and do the rest of the stuff. But make your bed the first thing you do before you leave your bedroom. Every little bit that you do at home to tidy up, it helps. And I say that to myself as well because I neglect that sometimes, and it's not good because I like to things to be tidy, and despite of it all, it just gets the best of me, and I forget or just say, shit, forget it. I've got other things to do. I don't want to use my time. Time is limited. So, and Tambi says, yet this has raised my standard, and it's become hard to find a girl that meets my standard. Yeah, it does. Well, don't look at the girls when you want to choose to be friend with them as if you're looking for a wife. Look at them as you're looking for something between friend and girlfriend at the outset. That would be your intention, friend or girlfriend. And then while you're getting to know each other, you'll decide if it's going to be a friend or if it's going to be a girlfriend. And then you go from there. Maybe that girlfriend develops to something more serious. Maybe you just say, no, it's just a girlfriend material, not a wife material for me, because I chose her to be a good boyfriend to her, not a husband. That was your initial. But if you constantly be looking for a wife material as a girlfriend because you're looking at one step ahead, then you may never find it because you can't make a decision. You're looking for a perfect decision and you always come up with some kind of reason not to choose her because ultimately you want to marry her. That's going to mess up your whole process of choosing anybody. You end up being alone. Nick Gleeman says, Nick, age, gender, where are you tuning in from first before I answer your question? Nick says, how do you find out? Yeah. Let me know that, your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. So I will have a little bit knowledge about you, your background, who you are, any cultural information I can get from the city you're from, stuff like that. So I'm going to read your question because we don't have any other question while you're going to be putting that information in. And by the time I finish and understand it, you probably have that already there. And tuning in from Cocoa Beach, Florida on vacation, but from Arkansas. Oh, Cocoa Beach has a very positive connotation for me. I don't know if you guys are old enough to know what I'm referring to. Cocoa Beach was where Captain, God, forgot his name. His friend's name was Captain Haley, I think, and that was the genie, the serial genie on television. When I was a child, when I was younger, Genie was such a hot hit where I was born and raised because they were buying all these series from United States and so on. So we were watching it, and it was dubbed into Farsi, my mother tongue language, and it was an amazing thing. Of course, when I went to university in the States, I was still, I think, at times would see it because it was still on. Captain Haley or Captain Healy, maybe that was it, Captain Healy. Anyhow, Genie, and they were in Cocoa Beach, Florida. So it's the first time I kind of hear that, and it's good resonance there. It says, male 24, personal trainer, live in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Okay. All right. I had a client from Jonesboro in Arkansas just a few weeks ago. Was it Jonesboro? Something Borough. Anyhow, so we go to his question. He says, how do we find the balance of feeling those lovey-dovey feelings as a man and living from the heart while maintaining a positive that keeps us in balance and in our masculine objectivity? Honest to God, I didn't understand the question because I don't know if you understand what you're saying. It's a bit mishmash. Let me read it again. How do we find the balance in feeling those lovey-dovey feelings as a man and living from the heart? That's one thing. While maintaining a positive that keeps us maintaining a position that keeps us in balance and in our masculine objective. Yeah, okay, I understand. Stop playing a game. Stop trying to portray or play a role that I'm masculine yet I'm this. No, you love her. You love her. Show her care, attention, gentlemanly, but just don't turn out to um, be dominant for no reason, bullying or angry or pressuring her for something in order to show that I'm still a masculine man for you, not because I'm soft and loving to you. It doesn't make me not be masculine. Just forget about these thoughts. Just be nice to her, love her, and be yourself. If she can't see the true you that is a masculine man, that is actually being loving rather than seeing a loving pussy that is trying to be masculine. If she can't see that naturally, well, she's not the right girl. She's going to take advantage of you. So you simply be yourself, do what you do, your masculinity, your masculine life, your whatever normal life we all have. You don't have to put it on a show, everything you do to make sure that she sees a masculinity in it so you can keep your position. No, fuck that. You're a human being, you're with her, and she wouldn't be with you if you were not masculine enough for her because the woman is looking for someone who's masculine enough for her. So she has chosen you, so she's already aware that you're the masculine man that she was looking for. That's why she chose you. That's why she's with you. So you don't have to play that game to show her. She's already seen it. That's why she chose you. Now you need to show her that you're there for her and you love that feeling, but just don't overdo it. You're probably a very good guy. You're probably a very nice guy. You're not an asshole. You're not a bully. You're a caring gentleman who loves his girlfriend and loves women in general, respects them, adores them, and wants to show them that he protects them and he will do everything for them that they need. This is great. This is a real man. This is a real masculine man because a strong man becomes a compassionate man. The men, the type of men who are vicious and mean, they're fearful. They're they're not real men. They're chicken shits. They're portraying manhood by being mean. They think being a man is being mean. They don't understand what being a man is. That's being a male, not being a man. Being a man is different. Is being man is being someone who can provide, who can protect, who can be wise, who can be a counselor, who can be confident, who can be caring, emotional. He can cry while he can take a sword in hand and defend her. That's a man. And you be that man. But because you're a nice and loving person, that doesn't mean that you should worry about what she thinks. You're not a feminine. You're not behaving femininely. Being emotional is not being feminine. Being emotional is being a man, being a strong person who is in touch with his feelings and is balanced already. So don't be shy to be who you are. Just don't overdo it. Do not overprotect her. Do not overdo service to her. Do not pamper her overly. Do not watch over her overly. Do not cast your shadow on her too much. Just enough so she can take refuge from heat sun, but not to follow her everywhere she goes so she can't see the light. So be gentle, but be there. Don't try to serve her more than she needs, and often wait for her to ask for something before you do it for her. If you don't ask, if you don't wait for her to ask you to do something for her and you just do things before she asks, you will lose the value of that what you're doing for her in her eyes, because she feels that you're just giving it to her, that didn't worth anything. But when she asks for it and then you do it, she will remember that I asked for something and he did it for me. Then she feels she's being supported, protected, and helped to achieve whatever it is that she has set out her mind to achieve, set her mind to achieve. So that's pretty much what I can say for that, which I think that would be a good little excerpt for a separate video, how to exactly as you mentioned the question, and I'll title it the same. So let me know if that helps you out. Nick says, I feel like, oh, let's go to the first one. I guess you had a couple of other questions before that. Said, how do we find, okay, we did that. Okay, second one is, I feel like I have this chronic anxiety and wanting to be the organic, but I feel like I have to juggle many different variables to keep everything in check. No, no. We have an expression in Farsi when I was growing up that say about friends, not girlfriends or anything, but it could be, but this is mostly about other people, relations with other people, anyone. You say, we give him enough rope to hang himself. Meaning, I do whatever I can as a good friend and let him think that they're taking advantage of me until it shows me their character, because I have provided so much comfort for them and been so cooperative with them. I can see how they misuse this friendship and how they misinterpret my kindness and my friendship to thinking that they can use me. Then I know what kind of friend they are. So with this girl, instead of worrying about that, how to keep check and balances, give the responsibility of her to be her and show who she is by you just being the kind person that you are. And if she cannot see the masculinity in you and she judges you because you're being kind and gentleman as someone who's weak, then that's on her. So you be who you are as you think a woman should be treated, which is with respect and love and care and protection and all the other good things. And then see if she can appreciate it or not. Then you know what kind of girl it is. And if she's not, that's not a girl to hang around anyhow. Let her go. So let her reveal herself, her real true characters, by you being you, rather than you constantly trying to make her to be in a position that she would have no choice but being a great lady, because you're balancing everything. She doesn't have to do a damn thing to show you what kind of a lady she is, because you're doing everything for her. You're fixing up everything. You're cutting the corners and making everything look round and beautiful for her, rather than letting her to show if she's capable of doing that or not. If she's capable of taking care of a man like you or not, with your characteristics and your kind personality and the manly personality. Can she see all that? Instead, you're trying to constantly bring to her attention that I am this, I'm not this, I'm this, I'm not this, I'm this, I'm not. I did this for you, but then I can do this for you. So you won't misunderstand me that I'm not a pussy. Don't do that. Be yourself and see how she reacts. If she appreciates who you are, then you can be comfortable around her for a maybe long period. If you're supposed to constantly modify things to make sure to do her job for her by you, that means constantly trying to fix things for her so she wouldn't have a problem figuring out what goes to which hole. And instead, you will just bring the hole in front of her hand so the object will fit exactly right. So she's scored. No, leave it. That's on her. You be you, let her be her, and see if the her is enough and good enough for you. All right. I hope that helps. Nick says, amazing answer, massively appreciated, powerful. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. Okay, this is not being rude, but I'm just saying it for the men audience because we understand what it really means. So what I'm trying to say is, in pursuit of pussy, do not become pussy. So stay the man that you are, stay the gentleman, you're kind, compassionate, powerful, protect her, and don't feel sad or sorry or feeling that you have to modify or fix things so she won't misunderstand that you're not manly enough. No, you're kind, compassionate, be kind, compassionate. That's a real sign of a man, because a strong man is kind, loving, and compassionate because he's not fearful of not being a gentleman, a man, a compassionate, kind man, because power brings kindness. Anyone who feels that they're powerful but they're mean, they're not powerful, they're scared. And scared, being scared in that echelon is not masculine, it's not manly, it's being a pussy. And you don't necessarily want to be a pussy to pursue a pussy. There you go. I'm sorry about girls if you are offended, but it's not meant to offend you. It just means to communicate something to our to our younger friends, male friends. All right. All right, let's see. I don't want to be late for my gym work. Oh, we've got time. I find myself in the gym like 5 nights a week, pretty much. Honestly, it's very pleasant to me, and it's a place that I like to hang out. And iPhone 6 says women don't know what they want. Yeah, you know what they want? The ones who are wise and ladylike, they know the balance, and they know if they have a good boyfriend, good man with them, so they will cherish him and make sure that he will be doing everything possible for them because they love him or they pay attention to him. And they will get all the attention that he has, that we have. We give that attention when a woman gives us attention. But most unwise and weak women are looking for attention for every other man out there. That turns us off. And this is to the woman out there. If you like to get the man that you're interested in, instead of making him feel lesser than other men around for you to manipulate him to get more stuff out of him as far as attention or whatnot, creating jealousy in him, in most cases, a real man would not respond to that, and they will just go away from you because they don't like a woman who cannot appreciate the kind of man that she has in her hand, and she's constantly trying to probe and create drama in order to get attention. by trying to get other men's attention, trying to make him jealous by praising some other men and all. We don't like that. We make you our princess, but we like to be your king. And if you can't have the ability to express that to us, that's why you lose us. Not because we didn't love you enough, because you didn't bring enough echelon and lift us high. Because the only way that we want to be appreciated and feel elevated is through you. We want you to pay us compliment, elevate us. We don't want you to do it negatively by trying to appreciate some Joe Blow in the street to make us jealous. But if you give us that emotion, that heartfelt emotion, and appreciation of what we do for you and the attention that we give you, that gives us a cause to give you more attention, not when you actually try to put your man down. We don't like to be compared by other men. We don't like to be turned into some jealous, crazy person because you are not so sure of yourself and you constantly need affirmation. So you create all these dramas to get more attention. We like to be yours in a positive way. So encourage your man, appreciate your man, and compliment your man and make him feel the man that he is and the man that you want him to be, rather than trying to get attention of other men and not providing that atmosphere of ladyhood to create that psychological security for him. So, in that way, he would want to be yours and only yours. If you really want to get your man, that's what you need to do, not the other way around. Not to constantly try to be sexy for getting attention of other people. You want to be amazing woman that he will feel you're for him, then he will be for you and pays all his attention to you, which is what you want. All right. Having said that, let's go on to next question. And it says they could suddenly drop you at any moment when they think they are presented with a better option, more money, more muscle, bigger house, and whatnot. Yeah, okay. That's yeah. Many women are like that, but not all. But yes, I understand that. Says, don't they leave enough? Don't they leave though when a better option comes? Yeah, some do. Yeah, some do. But in the old days, it really didn't matter what other men had, bigger house, bigger this, bigger that. Women were loyal. That was the upbringing of the time. But through time, they have changed their consciousness, the society and the propaganda and all the bullshit that you are what you get. So they're constantly looking to see how much more I can get, who will give me more so I can be more. Everybody wants to be more. And that mentality has fucked up the whole relationship and whole value and the respect for women and the way they conduct themselves. Because they think to be more is to by getting more stuff from other different people and who would give me more. So I'm going to leave this one and go to that one because in that way I can be more because it gives me more. There's more things available for me. And that's the wrong mentality. That's why most families are fucked up right now. Most relationships break down before their time and before the right reasons. But there's still some good values out there, both men and women, that they can create that psychological security for each other and the trust level, and so they can develop and build something on it worthwhile. And Nick says, are you going to post this on stream? Yes, it always posted automatically, and then I will take some bits and pieces and put it at a standalone videos. Says, and do you have a formula for dating that helps sort and weed out the bad eggs in order to save time and energy? Well, maybe I can come up with that. Yeah, I'm sure that there are things I can put it in things to watch. That's a good maybe topic. And always remember, I have a site, mind at sixtruth.com. Any one of you, for the reasons of breakup or some issues such as OCD and OCD subsets, you can always go on my site, make an appointment, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Okay, guys, it looks like it's time for me to say thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I love you all, and I will look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself, and to the others, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.